Before we start tonight's conversation, I want you to imagine something. Imagine a world where magic is not a storybook fantasy, but a living thread running beneath your feet. A world where signs show up when you least expect them, where blessings arrive in unlikely forms, and where people carry entire universes inside them. That's the world our guest lives in. And by the time this episode is over, you might start seeing signs and blessings in your own life that you didn't notice before. This is Doyle. You're listening to Spirit Talk Show, Bedtime Stories for Grown-Ups. And if you guys would like to get involved in the conversation, you can go to spirittalkshow.com. We're here to celebrate the incredible journeys that people live in, the choices that reshape them, and the threads of connection that bind us together. Every episode is built on the belief that when someone opens up their life, you get to see the world a little differently. And you end up seeing yourself a little more clearly too. Tonight's guest is someone who doesn't just live a life. She lives an enchanted one. Kirsten Rudberg is an author, a podcast screenwriter, clergy member, spiritual explorer, and storyteller whose world is woven together by wonder. Her childhood unfolded across Guyana and Pakistan, steeped in the Islamic call to prayer and shaped by friendships with kids from every culture and creed. She calls herself a panentheist, someone who sees spirit everywhere, in everything, in everyone. Her work, from her books to her animated series to her podcast, Bite-Sized Blessings, all orbit the same truth. Miracles and magic still happen. And if you're willing to listen to the universe is always speaking. The conversation is about creativity, bravery, sacred curiosity, global childhoods, walk the Camino, and the art of noticing the blessing hidden in everyday life. Get ready. Kirsten's energy is bright, bold, and impossible not to get moved by. Thank you so much. It's Kirsten, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kirsten, for coming on. You've done so much. You've growing up across continents, walking the Camino, which I won't want to do, writing books, and that ended in George R. R. Martin's bookstore, right? Wow.
Yeah.
So, it feels like I almost need a passport to talk to you here. You've done so much. Wow.
Thank you. Yes, I have. I'm tired.
She's tired. Okay. And I believe you're a writer too. You've written screenplays. And you've written books, of course, right? So you've described yourself as a third culture kid. For those unfamiliar, how would you explain the impact that upbringing had on the way you see the world?
Oh my gosh, everything. I have told many a podcaster in the past that I'm eternally trying to recreate the sandbox of my childhood, which was, I went to an American school. So with kids from Vietnam, from Germany, from Canada, everywhere, from all over the world. And that was kind of the best. And I didn't know any different. I thought the world was just like this, where everyone just came together. Who cares what you eat for dinner? Who cares what your religion is? Who cares?
Yeah.
And then I got back to the States in the middle of Illinois, and I realized, oh dear, this is not the way the world operates. So, really, my entire life was shaped by that experience. And all I want to do is just make friends, meet people, meet strangers, find out what makes them tick. I don't care where you are from in the world or what city you're from or what have you. I want to have people who are diverse and interesting and are creating a better world for other people just around me.
I think it's because babies aren't racist, and you were just raised in a world where it was all just normal to everybody be together. It's all just something. It makes me kind of sad that this thing that is planted into the people's hearts. Wow. So now I might pronounce this wrong. So you identify as panentheist, is that right?
Oh my God, you did perfect.
Panentheist. Well, yeah. Clicks. Z formation. Clicking. How would you describe that to people who only know traditional religious languages? I said that question so smoothly, didn't I? It was perfect delivery. So how would you describe like panentheist to people? You
Okay.
you like my delivery there? My like perfection,
Yes.
like like De Niro perfection. Oh, so I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I thought it was impeccable. So,
Yes, it was good enough.
let's see how I would describe it. You know, the easiest way to describe it is that I think everything is conscious and aware.
Okay.
So that means, you know, trees, plants, insects. You know, I was a beekeeper for several years. I knew the bees were smarter than I was. And so for me, because everything's conscious, we can communicate with it, or we can have some sort of relationship with it, as long as we can, you know, step back a little bit, dial the ego down, realize we're not the most important thing at the center of the entire world or universe, and have a little humility. So yeah, I basically think everything is sentient and conscious and wants to have a conversation or a relationship. Oh yeah, and it's sacred too. Everything is sacred as well.
So my brain, and excuse my math brain, because my brain goes to the nth degree when I hear something like that. I'm saying like these glasses, the cell phone, things that we throw away in the trash, things that we destroy. They're sentient things that we are destroying, and we're killing an individual every time we burn trash and stuff. Am I understanding it incorrectly?
Well, like for example, your cell phone, right? There's a lot of rare earth minerals in your cell phone that help it to function and work. And those minerals came from the earth,
Yeah.
obviously. And so, yes, I would say that those minerals are very conscious and sacred before we dug them up. Your glass is the same thing, right? I mean, glass is basically polished sand. Um, well, that's actually glass. I don't know if your glasses are plastic or are
Yeah,
they
they're probably
glass.
plastic.
Anyway,
Cheap.
um, did you say you're cheap?
No, I said whatever my cheap like vision insurance allowed me to get. Whatever my teacher
Okay.
insurance said, yeah, take these ones for like the bottom shelf. They pull some drawer open, and the bottom shelf, I take a pair of glasses. You can pick from these three. That's basically,
Yeah.
yeah, that's basically what I do. Um, so, so do you think that miracles are rare and we just are too distracted to notice them every day?
That's a great question. So I've had, you know, my podcast, some pretty insane stories from people who've had these experiences that have changed their lives forever. And so, you know, there are these massive events that happen in our lives that, you know, like seeing a ghost, for example,
Hmm.
or having a near-death experience. Those things absolutely change people forever because you get a glimpse of something that, you know, in our culture, in our society, you know, a lot of scientists will say, oh, you're hallucinating. There's a lot of controversy with NDEs and indeed ghosts. But these people who've had these experiences, you cannot convince them otherwise
Yeah.
that something, you know, magical didn't happen. I do think, you know, it would behoove all of us probably psychologically if we viewed every day when we woke up, just the fact we woke up is kind of a miracle. You know, that we can go and to our pickup stores and buy a coffee is a miracle. Meeting a stranger and having a great conversation for me is a miracle. I think if we take the grandiose out of that description and we understand that, you know, every day and every moment is really special and wonderful, if we view it that way, or that has a potential to be that way, life would be a lot more enchanting and maybe easier and maybe more fun.
So, what does creativity feel like for you? Is it a discipline, a gift, or is it a conversation with something bigger?
Oh gosh, I always describe creativity like I'm being nagged to death by a really annoying energy that I don't understand because I
Hmm.
am lazy. And so I would rather sit on the couch or lay in bed than do anything
Hmm.
and binge or read a book or whatever. You know, I really do believe in the muses because I'll just have an idea and it'll just come on me and I'll say, no, I'm not going to do anything. No, I'm not going to do anything. And then suddenly I will feel it in my body. And that muse is saying, I mean, it is like a nag. It's a horrible, horrible nag. If you don't get this out now, I'm going to disappear. I'm not going to be around. And so I finally, begrudgingly and kind of like a jerk, sit down and actually do it. But no, I'm a whiner. I'm a huge whiner. Yeah, I mean, just to put that out there. That's
you get along with Howie. Okay, so he's not a whiner at all. But I just got to give him. I got to give him shtick. Okay, so you're an author, you're a podcaster, you're a screenwriter, you're a clergy member, which is interesting, and a producer. Which creative identity arrived first, and which one surprised you the most?
Oh gosh, I would have to say author, because when I was a kid, I wrote all the time. I wrote poetry, I wrote books, I loved writing. I wrote all the time. Now, I didn't publish, but I would say writer came first. Podcaster came because I graduated from seminary with my Master's of Divinity right as the pandemic started. And there were no jobs anywhere. And so that summer, I just thought I need to use my time. I mean, I thought maybe just start a podcast along with 3 million other people during the pandemic. And so I somehow got the gumption and the guts to do it, and I did it, and I've gotten better, thank God, over 5 years.
Yeah.
God, thank God. But yeah, I like to dabble in lots of different things. I mean, I didn't start screenwriting probably until the pandemic. I had lots of spare time, as we all did.
Yes.
And so it was better than just being lazy and sitting on the couch, and just eating a bag of chips. So yeah.
Oh, well, that's sometimes good too. I think Howie has.
I feel like that's debatable.
Yeah.
Kirsten, I'm curious about walking the Camino. You probably saw the film The Way with Martin Sheen sometime.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure you saw it. Yeah. It was really inspirational. It was something that I remember thinking, oh, I really, really want to do that.
I really want to.
But for me, I'm a big boy, and I was bigger then. It seemed like, oh gosh, how am I going to be able to do that? But aside from, so that for me would have been like a deterrence or something that would make it difficult. But what for you was like the hardest mile, and what kind of truth did you meet there?
Okay, so you're going to be really excited that I just interviewed Emilio Estevez's daughter on my podcast.
Wow.
And I interviewed she and Reed. They're part of this band called Son and the Saint. And so I got to tell Paloma that, part of the reason I walked the Camino was because I had this series of events where that movie was essential to getting me to walk the Camino. So she said, oh my God, my grandpa, Martin Sheen, is going to be so excited to hear this. I can't wait to tell him.
Wow.
But yeah, okay. So one, I did not train. I did a route that was less, was known for being less populous. I also ended up walking during France had like the worst weather it had in 90 years that year. And so basically everyone quit. And I'd already chosen a route that was kind of solitary. So everybody quit. I was like the only person. And a lot of the auberges and hostels closed because there were no pilgrims because the weather was terrible. So one of the things I learned was that I can do hard things. I took a ship from Miami to Barcelona, took 3 trains to southern France, walked from southern France up to northern France, never walked the Le Puy route, because it was a party route, and I thought no. And then I walked along the Spanish coast where I ended up becoming profoundly dehydrated. Never got to Santiago, but that's okay. Let me tell you about how kind and loving the French people. I walked through such solitary countryside. There were only small villages. People were so kind to me. They were so good to me. I had so many people give me free food. I think they said, okay, are you walking alone? And I would say yes. And they're like, are you scared? So no, I absolutely felt like I was supposed to do it. It felt like a part of my life. It felt like a journey that I was supposed to show up for. And I showed up for in every lifetime I've ever had. It was scary at first. Like when I was on the ship, in the middle of the Atlantic, I thought to myself, am I insane? Because it took 11 days to get over to Europe.
Oh my God.
I got really scared. And then I thought, you know what? I don't think I would be doing this if I wasn't meant to be doing it. I'll be safe. Nothing bad will happen. But I mean, I learned I can do hard things. I learned that I can trust my intuition because I just was firmly convicted that I was supposed to walk and I would be safe. And then I learned that an entire country, even though French people get a lot of flack, if you show up with an open heart and you're kind and you're considerate and you listen to them, they will be just as nice back and they'll want to take care of you. I have never been taken care of by complete strangers more in my entire life than I walked the Camino. I mean, it was just bizarre. It was bizarre.
It shouldn't be bizarre, but I understand it's bizarre to feel it. That's cool that you got that experience. I am going to walk the Cinque Terre this April. You know, Cinco is
Cinco, how do you pronounce it?
Cinque Terre. It's in northern Italy. It's a trail that goes from village to village in northern Italy, and it has that kind of like. I think it's probably kind of like busy in April. I probably won't be walking alone. Maybe I'll do the way instead or the Camino. But I want to go and do something like that. Wow. So, so you cared for your parents, and you had these deep transitions in your life. So, what personal lesson do you wish more people understood about compassion and boundaries?
Oh my gosh. Did you say compassion and boundaries?
Yes.
Well, I wish more people understood that it was good to have boundaries. I mean,
do people not?
I mean, just being out in the world and meeting people in the various jobs that I've done, it's interesting meeting people in places where I work and they've not been taught boundaries, or that they've grown up in families where there were no boundaries. Yeah. And so they have literally no capacity to even understand what a boundary is. Mm-hmm. And I know that sounds boring, but when you have to work with someone or interact with someone that doesn't have boundaries, it can get really messy really fast. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, a lot of people think, or some people think, not a lot, boundaries are bad, but I wish more people understood that it's healthy to have good boundaries.
100% agree. I think it's, I work with a lot of people. I work in a school, and a lot of people have that main character syndrome, you know, and everything that they do. You know, I'm the most important person. And actually, one of the screenplays I wrote was called like Oblivious, about that kind of person who stands in the door of the store, like looking at their phone. The people who, they're not mean, they're not evil, they're just oblivious to existing in the world, and they just don't know that they're not the main character of everything. So, hey, are you ready to do a fun script? Let's do something fun.
Are you kidding? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Here we go. I'm going
to. I love your enthusiasm.
Yeah. This is what I knew. I knew something about even your picture on Podmatch. I thought this girl has attitude. Okay. I'm going to share the screen here so you can see the script too. And this has, and I can share this document with you. It's got all my notes for the show and everything. That questions I'm planning on asking, and intros, and even some other stuff. So, okay, so this is a story. It's called Everything, Everywhere, All Divine. Okay, format lighthearted farce play. Okay, the characters are Jules, a gay man, theatrical, dramatic on purpose. There's Marco, a gay man, dry humor, the straight man of the comedy duo, figuratively, and a woman, grounded but sarcastic, and an educator of the group. Now, I'm not saying you have to play like the woman character. Which character hits you?
Oh gosh, Jules.
Jules, you want to be Jules? Jules. Okay. Do you want to be Mark?
I'll be Marco.
Marco. Yeah. So I'm going to be Sid. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're all good. So, okay. So, hey, do you want to read all the stage direction stuff? This part up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Scene opens. A park. Birds chirping. A fountain is doing the most. Jules gasps loudly about nothing specific. Marco. Sid. I have been asked the question again.
Let me guess. Why can't you just say brunch starts at 11?
Worse. Far worse. Someone leaned in and whispered, Jules, What exactly is a panentheist? As if I were about to initiate them into a secret society with velvet robes and artisanal incense.
Honestly, velvet robes sound amazing. But fine, gather around. Let Mama Sid clarify. Let Mama Sid clarify before Jules draws the musical number.
Too late. He's humming something with wind chimes.
This topic deserves wind chimes and possibly interpretive dance.
Okay. Let's break it down without interpretive dance. Panentheist comes from the Greek word meaning all, in, and God. The idea is simple. The world is God, and God is the world. They interpret.
Interpenetrate? Marco, does that sound...
Just don't. We're in a public park, all right?
Thank you, Marco. Adults, please. Anyway, panentheism says that the divine pervades everything, every rock, waterfall, shared moment, spilled coffee, garden patch, late night conversation, even Jules' dramatic singing.
So my sighs are sacred?
Please don't encourage him.
It's like the divine is infused through everything. The way tea leaves seep inside the water. There's the world. There's divine. They're distinct, but also inseparable.
That actually makes infinite sense to my soul. Like, I always felt the universe was roomier than the pamphlet said.
Roomier, spacious, a cosmic open concept floor plan.
Why do I have another monologue? Exactly. And it dissolves this whole idea that humans are separate and special, standing apart from their environment. You see a rock, filled with spirit. A squirrel, spirit. This conversation, spirit. The people who cut in front of you in traffic, also spirit. Even though you disagree with their choices.
So everything is magic and energy and intention and connection?
Yes, and grounded in the mutual love and respect. If God is both with and without, the ideas of hatred and judgment becomes pointless. Just hating something that is, in the real sense, part of you.
That's deep. And also inconvenient. I was planning on judging at least 5 people today.
Marco!
What? I didn't say I'd judge harshly, just stylishly.
It also makes us better stewards of the environment and each other. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because she has these epic speeches. And it's all that person in the group who tells you, actually, guys, because harming the world is basically harming yourself. And your neighbor and divine is interconnected.
So at the end, it's generosity?
Exactly. Generosity of spirit, generosity of perception, generosity towards ourselves and the world, something that the planet could use a lot more of.
Well, I love it. It's beautiful. Marco, is it making you feel tender inside?
I'm feeling something. It could be enlightenment. Could be low blood sugar.
That's my cue. Who wants lunch?
Only if the sandwich is infused with divine intention.
Jules, at this point, everything is. They walk off.
Sorry. You can do it.
Sorry. No. The fountain gurgling sounds almost like it approves.
Okay, so that was our script. It was very informational. It wasn't very funny. I think the other script we have is supposed to be a little bit funny. I wrote like one of the characters I wrote because I thought this girl would love this character. I could tell.
Oh my God!
In this one, it's Vera, who speaks like a dramatic 80s movie trailer narrator at all times.
Oh my God!
And Gideon, a polite, exasperated gay man. Yeah, Howie, holding on to his sanity by a thread. And Poppy, oblivious, dramatic gay man who passionately overshares about fantasy novels and tiny wooded tricksters. By the way, I got this story from on your page about one of your, I think it was your book about like the squirrels, and it was.
Oh yeah, the nuts guts.
That's it, the nuts guts. That That's what this is about. This is inspired by the nuts guts. So are you going to be Vera?
Of course.
Okay. Who do you want to be, Gideon or Poppy?
I'll be Gideon.
Okay. You wanted me to be the oblivious, dramatic gay guy who passionately overshares. He knows me too well. Okay. Okay. So it starts with Vera. Are you going to read the stage directions too?
Sure. Yeah. Scene opens in an indie bookstore. Soft jazz plays. A wind chime is unnecessarily loud. In a world where books sit quietly on shelves, 3 friends are about to confront destiny.
Vera, please. We talked about using your inside voice.
There is no inside voice when the stakes are this high.
Exactly, Gideon. Luck. It's here. Nuts Guts, the second book. The Return of the Squirrel Nutkin Redux. A Little Tricksters is not only pivotal, he is destiny. He is chaos. He is a squirrel with purpose.
That sounds wonderful, Poppy. Truly. I'm sure he has excellent nuts. Vera, again, softer, please. People are staring at us.
They stare because they sense the truth approaching.
Oh, I'm kidding. No, they stare because you sound like the voiceover from Revenge of the Chrome Skull 2.
Look at the praise for book 1. Amazing. Well done. Your illustrator is excellent. Straight from M. Wells at the Perculium in Portland, a museum of oddities. Do you understand what that means?
I'm afraid you're going to tell me.
It means this series isn't just a story. It's a portal to a universe where squirrels hold secrets and tricksters shape fate.
Yes, I gathered that. I also gathered that the barista is hiding behind the espresso machine because she thinks you're announcing the end times.
Gideon, darling, open your mind. The tiny squirrel, this feisty, acorn-clutching woodland anarchist, may be the key to everything in book 3, possibly the fate of the whole forest.
I see, and how fortunate for us all.
One squirrel, one mission, one destiny to change the world forever.
Vera, library voice, please, I am begging.
In a world where Gideon begs, the voice remains unstoppable.
Honestly, I love it. It gives everything a sense of danger. Like this book isn't just a book, it's a prophecy.
I'm starting to think the prophecy is about me losing my ability to remain polite in public.
But Gideon, don't you feel it? The Nuts Guts is calling to you, calling to all of us, whispering tales of courage, the mildly chaotic rodent decision-making.
This fall, courage comes in small, furry packages.
That's it. I'm done. I'm leaving. I refuse to be a part of a trailer for a squirrel memoir.
But Gideon, destiny follows you, even now.
Wait, you haven't even heard about the Acorn of Destiny yet.
Footsteps, door chime, Vera's voice echoing dramatically as they exit. Coming soon to a bookstore near you. 3 friends, 1 squirrel, and the nuts heard round the world.
That was great.
That was actually really funny. I really liked that one. And everybody played their characters so well. You were like, in a world.
In a world.
So I was going to ask you as a creative. So you read 2 stories that I kind of created this the bare bones, and then like AI helped me shape it a little bit. Like, how do you feel about AI in storytelling?
You know, don't poke me in the eye, but there's something for me that is so essential about the partnership with the muses or that creative force.
Yeah.
And also, there is something about the pain and suffering about trying to create a work of art, whether it's a painting or a sculpture or writing. And I fear with AI that we're going to lose a lot of individual and really beautiful, I don't know, you could say voices, if you're talking about writing or minds, creative minds with AI. It's not that I believe in the suffering, but I think that each of us is unique and we each have a unique voice, whatever we're going to bring into the world. And, it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be painful. It's supposed to be challenging and difficult. And I like AI for some things.
Yeah.
I use AI to sometimes design my podcast covers for when I release the podcast. But that essence, the essence of who you are, the essence of the way you connect to the muses or source or whatever you're channeling or trying to bring in the world is just something that shouldn't be messed with. Yeah. I'm a little bit of a Puritan. I'm puritanical about it.
I think it depends what you're using it for. I accept that if it's doing the creation part, but for people like me, I'm using the AI. My purpose is not the story. My purpose is the connection. So I'm using this AI to help people connect. And I think that anciently, if you think about us as an ancient people, like storytelling was a big part of our community building. So that's why I'm trying to keep up that tradition. So that's why I'm not really, it's not about, killing myself to ride the Tour de France of writing a book. It's about the bringing people together with storytelling. That's my goal here.
Totally.
But I understand that it is, I understand it's concerning for some people, and it's getting better even since I started this show. I mean, I've been doing the show now for 3-4 years, and at the beginning it was pretty rudimentary, and now, because AI is getting better every day. Every day. The AI that we have right now, 5.1, like ChatGPT has about 180 IQ. So, and the one before it had maybe a 90 IQ. So it's going, it's going to grow. It's the only thing that humans have created that's going to be smarter than us. I mean, not in all aspects, of course, but it's going to have more intellectual knowledge than us, and which is scary. The first thing we created that will be smarter than us, that is, well, except for our kids, I guess. So what we do is we research you, we collect all your stuff we go to your website, we listen to your podcast, we download some of the transcripts of your podcast, and we do all this research. We collect this document together, and then we put it into AI and say, please create a tribute story and poem to this person. So this is your tribute, the story on the screen here. Would you like to read it? Would you like to have the velvet voice of Howie read it? Then we're also going to have the poem.
Oh, I would love to hear the dulcet tones of Howie, please.
Dulcet tones.
Wow.
He actually has fans now. There's people actually write comments and say, "Oh, the velvet voice of Howie." I'm like, and he's a bit of a diva now, though, too. His microphone wasn't right today. His chair wasn't right. He couldn't find this. He couldn't find that. Couldn't find the right headphones. I'm teasing him. He's not like that at all. He's not a diva. So, okay, go dulcet tones. Cue.
Right. Tonight, we honor a woman who carries a worldview stitched together with wonder. Kirsten Rudberg lives a life where the sacred is not distant. It's woven into every moment, every encounter, every breath. She grew up in places where cultures meet, where prayer rises like morning light, and where humanity reveals itself in 1,000 colors. She took that childhood not as a burden or an oddity, but as a lifelong gift. And she turned it into art, into ministry, into stories, into a presence that reminds people the world is still enchanted. Her work spans pages, screens, pulpits, and microphones. She writes to make us kinder. She creates to make us more awake. She listens for the universe, and in doing so, helps others hear it too. Kirsten embodies the belief that miracles aren't myth. They're daily companions waiting to be noticed. And tonight on Spirit Talk Show, we honor the writer, the seeker, the spiritual adventurer who uses her voice to remind us that magic is real, that connection is sacred, and that we are all part of something larger than ourselves.
What do you think of that?
beautiful. I really like the part where you say she writes to make us kinder, because I feel like sometimes like I'm Sisyphus rolling a rock up a hill with that. And it's true. I mean, it really, everything I do is to remind people that there is the opportunity to be kind and generous and present with anything we do in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always there. So yeah, that's really beautiful. And Howie, oh my God, Howie, your voice.
Oh,
Howie,
Should take, yeah,
Thank
should
you very
take that
much.
on the road.
take it on the road. Well, maybe you will. Maybe I'll just get off the microphone here. Hey, George, you want to take the main mic?
no, that's all
Take
right.
the
You
main
got
mic. I'm the host. The host name is Doyle. Okay. Now next week we don't see Howie on the show anymore. What am I, chopped liver over here? What am my voice, chopped liver, Kirsten? Okay. So we also have a poem which we created for you. And by the way, I will share this document with you if you want to see some questions we plan on asking and some other documents and like intros up the top here. There's the intro that I read before you came on, which I'm gonna have to re-record because I said Kirsten like Rudberg, so I'll have to change that part. But okay, so would you like to read the poem? Are you going to read for us, or is there something of your?
Sure, yeah.
And also, is there something of your work you'd like to read on the show?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing I really want to read of mine.
Okay.
I know that's a weird thing to say, but
Yeah, who'd want to read
I'm
that?
working on it. Okay. So, tribute poem, spiritual, rich, lyrical, and deeply reflective. You grew up where the world sings in many languages, where prayer curls through warm air and childhood is shaped by 1,000 colors of humanity. No wonder you learned early that the divine isn't distant. It breathes through every street, every voice, every corner of the earth that dares to call us home. You walk with a lantern of wonder, bright enough to reveal the miracles hiding in plain sight. Your stories remind us to listen to the universe, to our hearts, to each other. You gather blessings like river stones, smooth from being held by so many hands. And in every word you share, in every life you touch, you invite us into the truth you've carried all along, that magic is real and nothing in this world is ever ordinary. Wow.
Wow, that's really nice.
That's beautiful.
Something really cool, like doing this show has done for me is I don't think I really appreciated poetry before, and then when you were reading that, there's so many feels. I mean, there's so many places that hits you that I can see the power that it can really touch people, and that was a really touching poem. So, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, I love poetry because it can be really subversive and slightly cray-cray.
Yeah.
And also kind of hit you with a gut punch when you're least expecting it. I just read a really short poem a few weeks ago about a two-headed calf. Don't laugh. It was very interesting. A two-headed calf being born at midnight in a field. And the last two lines of the poem say, when they discover his body the next day, they will never know that looking up at the night sky, he saw twice as many stars as anything living. And
Wow. That hit me when you said that.
I know.
Hit me in the
I was like, wait, what? I thought,
Yeah.
I can't, so poetry can be really, really powerful.
Yeah.
That was just gorgeous. I do love it. I love poetry in general because it's so interesting. But did I even answer your question? I can't remember.
I don't even remember the question, but I love what you said. So
Okay.
we're all good. So are you ready for your epic monologue? This is your epic monologue. This is called an epic monologue called The Smallest Light. And this is yours. Okay. And I will scroll as you go.
Do I have to be Vera?
I think it could be Vera, but I think this is supposed to be big and grand, like you're making a grand,
Okay.
like an announcement to people.
Okay. There are those who believe the world is saved by thunder, by grand gestures, by sweeping miracles, by the kind of glory that shakes mountains and carves its name into history. But I have walked the world long enough to know the truth. The universe is not held together by thunder. It is held together by sparks. Little ones, quiet ones, the kind no one sees until they're glow pools in your hands and you realize the warmth has been there all along. A stranger opening a door when your arms are full. A smile that arrives at the exact second your courage breaks. A whispered prayer from someone you'll never meet. A moment of tenderness that appears out of nowhere and says, "You are not forgotten." We call them small things, bite-sized blessings, but I have never believed in small things, only in small entrances to something infinite. Because the divine rarely screams. More often, it nudges. It takes the shape of a stranger's laugh, the smell of rain on pavement, a note left under your windshield when you're convinced the world has stopped seeing you. These are the tiny hinges on which whole lifetimes turn. And if you trace them backwards, every kindness, every coincidence, every moment of impossible timing, you will find a thread. Not a rope, not a chain, a thread. Delicate enough to be overlooked, strong enough to pull you out of the deepest night. Some people wait for miracles. I say, open your eyes. They are already happening, constantly, stubbornly, defiantly, in the smallest corners of your day. The divine is not always blazing. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it is subtle. Sometimes it arrives disguised as an elderly woman dropping her keys and laughing at herself. Sometimes it sits in your chest, faint but steady, insisting, "You belong here." And that is the greatest blessing of all, the reminder that existence itself is a chorus of small kindnesses, none insignificant, none wasted. They weave through us, between us, beyond us, stitching the world together with invisible gold. Do not underestimate the tiny things. The universe never does. For in the end, it won't be the thunder that saves us. It will be the sparks, the little lights we pass to one another, one moment at a time, until the whole world shines.
Wow, I'm a little verklempt. It's because I think it's a testimony to your work and your heart that when AI gets your work fed into it, this is the kind of stuff it produces, and it's the gut punching, the feels, it's deep. I think it's very cool. What did you think?
Well, I was wondering if the AI got verklempt as well and was kind of like, this is too much.
Yeah, who's
and
this?
I don't know if I can do it, but I'm going to try.
Who's this woman? I'm going to try something here. Wow. So what is your, for people who are listening, which are my biggest listenership are male, and they are between the ages of 25 to 40. And, of course, I got listeners. So what's the message to these people?
Based on the monologue or just in general?
I mean, based on you, your work, your philosophy in life.
Oh, gosh. I would say, really what I'm trying to say is never lose hope. Honestly, I know that it just sounds so trite, but the world we live in now is it can be so dark. I talk to so many friends who are going through such terrible things. from the loss of a sister-in-law to brain cancer at age 42 to a friend who just had her fourth heart surgery and she's 45. So, we can all be of service to each other every single day and show up for each other every single day. And even the smallest ways, like buy a coffee for someone who is houseless, or even acknowledge their presence and say hello because they matter. They're a human being. Volunteer somewhere, donate food to a food pantry. Every single day is an opportunity to show up for other people. And it can be really easy. It doesn't have to be some grand gesture. Tell someone that you like their sweater. I mean, for God's sake, if you go to work, be like, wow, that sweater looks great on you. Simple kindnesses and having a lot of hope that things will get better can change everything.
I totally agree. I know that. I know that's in my heart. I know it's in Howie's heart too. Something that he's been talking about doing is like those sandwiches for. I mean, like we see the homeless people and we see everything, and why can't we do something? We need to do something. But I'm a doer, and I think Howie is since he met me too. So.
I'm learning to be a doer, but Doyle is definitely a doer. He sees something, he does it. He doesn't wait. He doesn't hesitate. He just picks up and does it, and it's so inspiring. I mean, I want to be like him. I want to be more like him.
Well, you are. You're hosting the podcast too. I dragged them in. Wow, thank you so much. So you want to plug any work where people can get in touch with you and how they can engage with you? Do you want to give your?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They can go to my website, bitesizedblessings.com, and it's BYTE. I have loved science since I was a kid. Love science magazines, and so every episode that I release, I consider a little pocket of information. So even though my show is about spiritual and ineffable things, I bring the science, the love of science in there as well. And my podcast, Bite-Sized Blessings, if you ever feel low, I have lots of great stories from humans all over the world about things that have happened to them that just really you can't explain. You just can't explain. So, it's a good place to go when you're losing a little hope.
We should have told us. Like those stories sound perfect for the show. You should have read a few of those.
Well, then you'll have to come back
and read some of those stories. So let me do my little closing monologue here, and then we'll say goodbye. So thank you for spending time with us tonight. Conversations like this, ones that wander through wonder, creativity, spirit, and the quiet miracles we forget to notice, are reminders that life is so much bigger and softer and more connected than we sometimes allow ourselves to believe. Kirsten Rudberg doesn't just talk about magic, she lives it. And if her words opens something in you, a memory, a curiosity, a little spark, that's the invitation. Follow it. Let it take you somewhere new. And as you move through the rest of your day or your night, keep listening for the gentle ways that the universe whispers. It's in the unexpected moments, in the tiny graces and the sparks, just that you almost overlook. That's where the real blessings hide. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep your heart tuned to the wonder that's already here, waiting for you to notice it. Thank you for listening. Say goodnight, Howie.
Good night, Kirsten. Thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure to have you.
Any closing thought, Kirsten?
No, I've just loved this conversation, and I actually like myself a lot more after reading what AI thinks.
Oh, wow.
So thank you.
That's great. I think a lot of people appreciate you and like your work, and I think we don't always see it. The mirror is harsh, right? Our own mirror is harsh, right? But and I think maybe work like yours can inspire people to feel the divine in everything and know that we are divine and we're part of everything. And another thing I'd like to explore with you is you said something, one of the many lives I lived, but I don't know if we have time for that today, but so I'd definitely like you to come back and we can continue this conversation. But thank you so much for spending time with us tonight.
Well, thanks for having me on. And I kind of like that I can't see Howie because it makes him super mysterious.
Yeah.
So
You don't want to see
I'm like,
Howie. Howie, come to the camera. There we go. There you go. I'm sorry about this.
there he is. Hey, Howie.
Okay. That's Howie. Was that worth it?
It was so worth
It's
it.
so
Yes.
worth it. Did his voice match the face? His sultry,
Absolutely, yes.
his doltry
Yeah.
tones. Isn't it like isn't Doltry a singer?
Dulcet.
Yes, Roger. Roger.
Dulcet, Doltry. Your Doltry tone. Maybe you'd like to have Doltry tones too. Here I am. Didn't I say goodbye like 5 minutes ago? Okay. Kirsten, thank you. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks for spending time with us. Now go make a story worth telling.